Imagine boarding a train for work on a normal morning. Within minutes, the train turns into one of the deadliest terror scenes Europe had ever witnessed. On 11th March 2004, Madrid woke up to a nightmare that would shock the entire world. In early 2004, Spain looked calm on the surface. The country was preparing for national elections just 3 days away. Every morning, thousands of people traveled into Madrid using commuter trains from nearby towns. One of the busiest routes ran from Alcalá de Henares to Atocha station, the main railway hub in Madrid. That Thursday morning seemed ordinary. At around 7 a.m., several commuter trains left Alcalá de Henares, packed with office workers, students, and parents heading into the city. No one knew that inside some backpacks on those trains were carefully prepared explosives. Investigators would later discover that the attackers had planted 13 improvised explosive devices hidden in rucksacks. Each bomb had been rigged with mobile phones as timers, designed to detonate during the busiest moment of the morning rush hour. The attackers wanted maximum casualties, and they chose the exact moment when trains were crowded with commuters. At 7:37 a.m., the first explosion ripped through a train at Atocha station. Within seconds, more bombs detonated. Between 7:37 and 7:40 a.m., 10 explosions tore through 4 commuter trains in Madrid. 3 bombs exploded at Atocha station. Others struck trains at El Pozo del Tío Ramondo, Santa Eugenia, and a train near Calle Teles, just outside the station. The blasts were devastating. Train carriages were ripped open, windows shattered, metal twisted like paper. Passengers who had been reading newspapers or drinking coffee seconds earlier were suddenly thrown across compartments. The explosions filled the trains with smoke, screams, and chaos. Emergency calls flooded Madrid's services. By 8 a.m., ambulances, firefighters, and police rushed to the scenes. A temporary field hospital had to be set up because hospitals quickly began filling with wounded victims. Civilians joined rescue efforts. Commuters helped to carry injured strangers out of destroyed train cars. The tragedy became clear within hours. 191 people were killed and more than 1,800 were injured, making it the deadliest terrorist attack in Spain's history and one of the worst attacks in Europe. Victims came from 17 different countries, showing how indiscriminate the attack had been. At first, suspicion fell on the Basque separatist group ETA, but the investigation soon revealed something different. Police eventually traced the attack to a jihadist terrorist cell operating in Spain, inspired by extremist ideology and linked to networks connected with Al-Qaeda. The bombers had used stolen industrial explosives packed with nails to increase the damage. The attack shook Spain politically and emotionally. Just days later, millions of Spaniards marched in the streets in one of the largest protests in the country's history, mourning the victims and demanding answers. The tragedy also changed politics overnight. 3 days after the bombing, Spain held its national election. The shock of the attack influenced voters, and soon afterward, the new government decided to withdraw Spanish troops from Iraq. Across Europe, 11th March later became the European Day of Remembrance for victims of terrorism, because that morning in Madrid showed how quickly ordinary life could turn into unimaginable tragedy. A normal commute, a crowded train, and 10 explosions that changed Spain forever. If you want to learn about more forgotten tragedies, assassinations, and shocking events from history, follow on this day, because history's darkest moments should never be forgotten.